She thought 5 years was long enough to disappear forever, but when Amara Bennett stepped into Incheon Airport with her 2 Blasian children, the most feared Korean Mafia boss in Seoul froze mid-stride like he'd seen a ghost. What Ji-hoon Park saw in those children's eyes would shatter everything he thought he knew about love, loss, and the family he never knew existed. Because when a rival crime lord decides to use innocent children as bait to destroy the untouchable Park empire, Amara will discover that the man who once broke her heart now holds the only key to keeping her babies alive. But here's the twist that changes everything. The deadly secret Ji-hoon buried 5 years ago isn't just about his murdered fiancée and their unborn child. It's about why he really disappeared from Amara's life, and the choice he made that will either save them all or destroy the last chance at redemption he'll ever get. The airport cameras caught it all, and now there's no turning back from the collision course between a mother's fierce independence and a killer's desperate need to protect what he loves. Subscribe and comment below if you've ever had your past catch up to you in the most dangerous way possible, because this story is about to get more twisted than you can imagine. The insulated delivery bags cut into Amara's shoulders. She shifts the weight again. Her back aches from the pre-dawn shift. "Mama, that man keeps staring," Lila whispers. Amara scans the crowd at Incheon International Airport. Business travelers surge past them. The overhead speakers crackle with boarding announcements. Noah flinches beside her. His small hand finds the edge of her coat. "You're okay, baby," Amara says. She counts the cash in her pocket. Rent is short again. "We finish this delivery and go home for pancakes." The airport clock reads 5:42 a.m. Grey light filters through the massive windows. A pushy traveler with rolling luggage bumps into Noah. The little boy stumbles backward. "Watch where you're going," Amara snaps. The man doesn't stop. Noah's breathing quickens. Amara kneels beside him. Deep breaths, just deep breaths. Noah nods, but stays pressed against her side. His eyes dart around the terminal. Lila stands guard beside them. Her 8-year-old frame is small but fierce. "People here are rude. They're just tired," Amara says. She stands and adjusts the delivery bags. "Come on. Arrivals is this way." They weave through the crowd. Amara's phone buzzes with pickup instructions. "Terminal B, Gate 12. The automatic doors ahead swing open. A stream of suited men steps through. Amara felt exhausted. The night shift always drained her. But the airport deliveries paid better than the neighborhood route. "Mama, look at all those serious men," Lila says. The suits move with purpose. They wear expensive watches and dark glasses. One man walks ahead of the others. Amara recognizes his stride before she sees his face. Her breath catches. Ji-hoon Park cuts through the corridor. His controlled velocity hasn't changed in 5 years. Min Choi walks beside him. He murmurs schedule updates into Ji-hoon's ear. Ji-hoon scans the crowd. He never stops moving. His eyes sweep left, then right. Then he sees her. He stops mid-stride. His polished shoes freeze against the polished floor. Min's hand hovers near Ji-hoon's shoulder. Surprise flickers across his face. In 3 years as Ji-hoon's right hand, he has never seen his boss stop. Amara's heart pounds. She pulls Noah closer. Ji-hoon stares at her. His dark eyes hold recognition that cuts through 5 years of silence. Lila tilts her head. She studies the man who looks at her mother as if he has seen a ghost. "Who is that?" Lila asks. Amara's voice gets caught in her throat. "Nobody." Ji-hoon's jaw tightens. Something shifts in his expression. Pain flashes across his features before the mask returns. A camera flash pops from the side. The sudden light explodes between them. Noah flinches into Amara's coat. His small body shakes. "It's okay," Amara whispers, but her voice was strained. 2 men in casual jackets track the photographer. They angle toward Amara and the children. Their attention isn't casual. Ji-hoon registers the tale. He had already clocked the men circling the terminal. His body moves before his mind catches up. He places himself between Amara and the lens. "Are you all right?" His voice was low. The familiar sound hits Amara harder than the flash. 5 years collapse into this moment. "We're fine," she says. Her voice was sharp. "I don't need help." Min drifts to cut off the approaching jackets. His movement is subtle, but deadly. The men in casual clothes slow their advance. "The children," Ji-hoon says. His eyes find Noah's frightened face. "They're scared. They're my children," Amara says. "And they're fine." Glass scrapes somewhere off-screen. The photographer yelps. The casual jackets step backward. Min returns to Ji-hoon's side. His hands are clean, but his message is clear. "We should leave," Amara says. Her stomach tightens. Too many people are watching Noah. "Come on, babies." She shepherds Lila and Noah toward the taxi rank. Her heart pounds against her ribs. Ji-hoon lets her pass, but he memorizes the cafe logo on her delivery bag. His restraint cuts through him. "Sir?" Min asks quietly. "Perimeter," Ji-hoon says. His voice was controlled. "Quiet." The order goes out through earpieces. Amara doesn't see the unmarked SUV that will settle across from her building. She doesn't see Min's subtle hand signals. At the taxi rank, Lila looks back once. The serious man still watches them. Noah keeps staring at Ji-hoon's watch. The silver catches the overhead lights. The taxi pulls away. Ji-hoon stands motionless until they disappear. Min waits beside him. "Orders, sir. Find out where she lives," Ji-hoon says. His hands clench into fists. "But keep your distance." Something shifted in his expression. The boss melts away for a moment. Underneath, a man wrestles with 5 years of buried want. The apartment building door sticks again. Amara lifts it with her shoulder while balancing the delivery bags. The wood warps in the frame. Inside their walk-up, she starts a simple lunch, egg sandwiches and fruit. "That man had sad eyes," Lila says. She perches on the kitchen counter. "Why did you know him?" "I didn't know him," Amara says. But her hands shake as she cuts the bread. Noah sits at the small table. He lines blueberries into pairs. Then he separates them again. His pattern-making helps when he feels overwhelmed. A car idles across the street. The driver pretends to text. Amara checks the window again. The sedan has been there for an hour. "Mama, you're worried," Lila says. "I'm fine." Amara forces her breath to slow. She has handled worse than strange cars. "Finish your lunch." Down on the sidewalk, Min notes the idling sedan's plate. He steps out of the shadows. His look makes the driver pull away. Min speaks into his earpiece. "Building secure. Distance maintained." Ji-hoon stands in his shadowed office. His palm presses against the glass wall. The city sprawls below him. It has always obeyed his rules. A face had broken them today. He had not expected that. Faces from the past stayed buried. That was how he survived. But Amara's eyes held the same fire. Noah's frightened expression cut deeper than any blade. Ji-hoon's chest tightened. He had arranged a protective bubble around Amara's block. He hates that he did it without asking. A memory presses in. His fiancée's laugh. She had wanted children. The conversation always stopped there now. He had never allowed himself to picture a child again. "Tea, sir?" Mrs. Han asks. "Yes," Ji-hoon says. He won't drink it. "I'm not going to the cafe." Mrs. Han nods. She has worked for him long enough to know his patterns. 20 minutes later, Ji-hoon walks into the cafe. Amara stands at the counter with a delivery tray. Shock flushes across her face before hardening into anger. "What are you doing here?" she asks. "I was in the neighborhood," Ji-hoon says. "No, you weren't." Her voice was sharp. "This isn't your neighborhood." The cafe owner glances between them. Tension fills the small space. "The children are not a problem you can fix," Amara says. Her hands grip the tray tighter. "Problems are my business," Ji-hoon says. His voice was quiet. "But they are not a problem." Lila tugs on Amara's coat. "Is this the man from the airport?" "Yes," Amara says. She doesn't look at Ji-hoon. "He was just leaving." Noah steps closer to Ji-hoon. He touches the edge of Ji-hoon's coat. His fingers explore the expensive fabric. Ji-hoon stays perfectly still. The child's trust feels fragile and precious. "How much for today's remaining orders?" Ji-hoon asks the cafe owner. "Sir, you don't need to—" The owner starts. "How much?" The owner names a figure. Ji-hoon places cash on the counter. "More than enough. I ask for nothing in return," he says to Amara. Her eyes flash. "Because you can't buy us." "I know that." Ji-hoon's voice was soft. "I'm not trying to." Outside the cafe window, the idling sedan reappears. Min turns his head. The car glides away again. Noah looks up at Ji-hoon. He doesn't speak. He rarely speaks to strangers, but his eyes ask questions. "You have your mother's eyes," Ji-hoon says quietly. Amara's breath catches. "Don't." "Don't what?" "Don't pretend to care." Her voice wavers. "You left, remember?" "I remember everything," Ji-hoon says. The silence stretches between them. Old pain and new confusion tangle together. Lila watches them both. She is old enough to sense undercurrents. "Mama, can we go home now?" she asks. "Yes." Amara lifts the empty delivery tray. "We're leaving." Ji-hoon doesn't try to stop them, but his eyes follow Noah's small form. Something shifted in his expression. The careful control cracks at the edges. Evening settles over the walk-up. The hallway light flickers as they climb the stairs. Footsteps echo below them. Amara's nerves are raw. The day has unraveled her carefully built routine. A courier appears on their landing. Wrong address, he claims, but he tries Amara's door anyway. Min steps from the shadows. His presence fills the narrow hallway. Lost? Min asks politely. The courier's smile falters. Just delivering papers. To the wrong floor? Min's voice was conversational, but menace threads through the words. The courier mumbles an excuse and hurries away. Ji-hoon waits at the end of the hall. He doesn't cross the threshold to her door. "I will leave if you want me gone," he says. Amara's hand hovers over the chain lock. "Why are you here?" "Because I need to know they're safe." "They?" Ji-hoon's jaw tightens. "You, the children, all of you. We've been safe for 5 years without you. Have you?" His voice was gentle, but his eyes hold knowledge she doesn't want to acknowledge. The silence stretched between them. Old love and new fear battle in Amara's chest. "I had once lost a fiancé," Ji-hoon says softly, "and a child I never held." Amara's breath catches. The words cut through her anger. "That's not my fault," she whispers. "No, it isn't." His voice was steady. "But I can't lose anyone else." She looks at his face. Lines of strain bracket his mouth. His hands rest loose at his sides. "Good night, Amara," he says. He turns and walks away. His footsteps fade down the stairwell. Amara's hand pauses on the chain lock, her chest tightened with confusion and old hurt. She shuts the door. The chain lock slides into place. Her forehead leans against the wood. Her breath comes unsteady. 5 years of careful distance has crumbled in one day. Behind her, Lila peers around the corner. "Mama, are you crying?" "No, baby." Amara wipes her eyes. "Just tired." But something shifted in her expression. The wall she built around her heart shows hairline cracks. Noah appears beside Lila. He carries his favorite wooden car. His eyes are wide with questions he can't voice. "Come here," Amara says. Both children curl against her on the small couch. The apartment feels smaller tonight, less secure. "Is the sad-eyed man coming back?" Lila asks. Amara felt scared, but she keeps her voice steady. "I don't know." Outside, Min takes position across the street. His earpiece crackles with updates. The building settles into evening quiet, but the day's disruption echoes in Amara's bones. She holds her children close. Tomorrow will bring new questions, new choices. For now, they are safe behind locked doors. But Amara knows that safety is more fragile than she had believed. The man with sad eyes has found them. The life she built is about to change. Morning light filters through Amara's thin curtains. She wakes to Lila's voice in the kitchen. "Noah, come see. There's a fancy car outside." Amara's stomach drops. She pulls on her robe and hurries to the window. A black sedan idles across the street. Min sits in the driver's seat. He nods when he sees her. "Mama, is that man protecting us?" Lila asks. "I don't know what he's doing," but Amara felt angry. Ji-hoon had promised to leave if she wanted him gone. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. "The car stays until I know you're safe," Ji-hoon's voice says. "I won't apologize for that. I told you we don't need protection. The men from yesterday disagree." His voice was quiet. "They followed you home." Amara's breath caught. "What men?" "The ones taking pictures. The ones asking questions about your children." Cold fear slides down her spine. "What kind of questions?" "Names, ages, school schedules." The silence stretched between them. "Let me help." "By putting armed men outside my home." "By keeping your children alive." The line goes quiet. Amara watches Noah arrange his wooden cars in careful rows. "What do you want from us?" she asks. "Safe distance," Ji-hoon says. "Nothing more." But his voice wavers on the last words. Something shifted in his tone. Amara ends the call. Her hands shake as she sets the phone down. Lila appears beside her. "The sad-eyed man likes us." "How do you know?" "He looks at Noah the way daddies look at their babies in movies." Amara felt scared. Not of Ji-hoon, of the way her heart responds to Lila's words. The cafe owner calls an hour later. Someone paid for Amara's entire week of deliveries in advance. "Who?" Amara asks. "He didn't leave a name, just cash and instructions to give you time off." Amara's jaw tightens. Ji-hoon is removing her choices one by one. She calls the unknown number back. "Stop." "Stop what?" "Paying my bills, managing my life. I didn't ask for this." "The children need stability," Ji-hoon says. "Let me provide it. I provide for my children." "I know you do." His voice was soft. "But you shouldn't have to do it alone." I've been alone for 5 years. Her voice breaks slightly. I'm good at it. You're exceptional at it, Ji-hoon says. That doesn't mean you have to keep being alone. Amara's throat tightened. Old wounds open at his words. Where were you, she whispers, when I was pregnant and scared? Where were you when I had nobody? The line goes silent for a long moment. Looking for you, Ji-hoon says finally. Every day for 3 years, until I gave up hope. Something shifts in Amara's chest. Pain and confusion tangle together. I have to go, she says, but she doesn't hang up immediately. The sound of his breathing fills the space between them. Evening arrives with a knock on the door. Min stands in the hallway with grocery bags and a polite smile. From Mr. Park, he says. We can't accept this. But Amara sees the fresh fruit that costs too much. The good bread Noah loves. The children need dinner, Min says. His voice was gentle. Mr. Park thought you might be tired. Is that what Mr. Park thought? Mr. Park thinks many things. Most of them involve your safety. Min sets the bags inside the door. His movements are careful and non-threatening. Why does he care? Amara asks. Some questions have complicated answers. Min's eyes find hers. Some have simple ones. Which is this? Simple, Min says. He loves you. Amara's breath catches. He doesn't know me anymore. Love doesn't require current knowledge. Min steps back into the hallway. It requires memory and hope. The door closes. Amara stares at the grocery bags. Lila unpacks juice boxes and string cheese. The serious man's friend is nice. Noah finds a small wooden toy in one bag. A painted train that fits perfectly in his palm. Amara felt confused. Ji-hoon remembered Noah's love of small cars and trains. How could he know that? How could he notice so much in one meeting? Night settles over the building. The children sleep soundly. Amara sits by the window watching Min's car. Her phone buzzes with a text. I won't take your independence, but I can't watch you struggle when I can help. She types back. Why now after all this time? Because I found you and I can't lose you again. Her chest tightened. 5 years of anger wavers against the honesty in his words. Another text arrives. The men asking questions work for someone who wants to hurt me. You and the children are exposed because you matter to me. Amara's hands shake. How do they know we matter? Because I stopped breathing when I saw you. The simple truth cuts through her defenses. She remembers his face in the airport, the way he froze mid-stride. What do you want from me? She texts. A chance to keep you safe. Nothing you don't want to give. And if I say no, then I say no to everything except the protection. That's not negotiable. Amara stares at the phone. His honesty feels dangerous and necessary. The children come first, she texts back. Always. Something shifted in her expression. The wall around her heart develops new cracks. Morning brings Mrs. Han to the door. The older woman carries a basket of fresh pastries and a kind smile. Mr. Park sent breakfast, she says. Of course he did. But Amara steps aside to let her in. Mrs. Han's eyes find the sparse apartment, the second-hand furniture and careful economy. Her expression softens. Beautiful children, she says when Lila and Noah appear. Noah hides behind Amara's legs, but Lila approaches with curiosity. Are you the serious man's mother? Lila asks. His housekeeper, Mrs. Han says. She kneels to Lila's height. But I've known him since he was young. Was he always serious? No. He used to laugh more. Mrs. Han's eyes find Amara's. Before he lost people, he loved. Amara's chest tightens. How many people did he lose? Enough to make him careful with his heart. Mrs. Han stands and arranges pastries on a plate. Too careful, perhaps. Noah edges closer to the pastries. He points to one shaped like a bear. That one's for you, Mrs. Han says. Her voice was warm. I made it special. Noah takes the pastry with both hands. He looks up at Mrs. Han with something close to a smile. He doesn't usually take food from strangers, Amara says. Children know good hearts, Mrs. Han says, even when adults have forgotten how to trust. After Mrs. Han leaves, Lila asks, Can we visit the serious man's house? Why? To see if he has toys, and to thank him for the bear pastry. Amara felt torn. Every instinct says to maintain distance. But Noah still holds the wooden train. Her phone rings. Ji-hoon's voice is strained when she answers. I need you to pack quickly, he says. Essential items only. What's wrong? The men watching you aren't just watching anymore. They're planning. Fear shoots through Amara's chest. Planning what? To take the children. His voice was controlled but urgent. To force me into the open. Oh, God. Amara's legs weaken. Where do we go? Somewhere safe. Somewhere I can protect all of you properly. Your house? If you'll trust me that far. The silence stretched between them. I know it's asking a lot. Amara looks at Lila and Noah. Their safety matters more than her pride. How long do we have? Min is outside. He'll help you pack. 20 minutes later, they're in the back of Min's sedan. The city blurs past the tinted windows. Mama, are we going to live with the serious man? Lila asks. Just for a little while. Amara's voice was steady. Until it's safe to come home. Will he have toys? I don't know. But Noah still clutches his wooden train. His eyes are bright with nervous excitement. The penthouse elevator rises smoothly. Amara's stomach flutters with each floor. The doors open to reveal clean lines and expensive furniture. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. Wow, Lila breathes. Jihoon waits in the living room. He wears dark jeans and a simple shirt. Less intimidating than his airport suits. You came, he says to Amara. I came for them. But her voice lacks the sharp edge from before. I know. His eyes find Noah's shy face. There's a room prepared for the children. Rooms, Amara corrects. Plural. Of course. Whatever makes them comfortable. Mrs. Han appears with warm cookies and milk. She guides Lila and Noah toward the kitchen. Amara and Jihoon stand alone in the vast living room. How bad is the threat? She asks. Bad enough that I can't let you leave. His voice was quiet. But not so bad that you're prisoners. What's the difference? Prisoners can't choose to stay. His eyes find hers. I'm hoping you'll choose to stay. Something shifted in his expression. Vulnerability replaces the careful control. For how long? Until I end the threat permanently. And how do you do that? You don't want to know. Jihoon's voice was gentle. Trust me when I say you don't want to know. Amara felt scared, but also strangely relieved. Someone else is carrying the weight of protection. The children's routines are important, she says. Tell me what they need. Lila likes to read before bed. Noah needs his cars organized in specific patterns. Done. And they need to know they can come to me anytime. Of course. Jihoon steps closer. What do you need? The question catches her off guard. Nobody has asked her that in years. Space, she says, and time to think. You have both. But his presence fills every corner of the room. Even standing apart, she feels the pull between them. Mrs. Han returns with the children. Their room is ready. Rooms, Amara says again. The children can decide, Jihoon says. Tonight they might want to stay together. Lila takes Amara's hand. Can we see? The children's space is warm and inviting. Twin beds with soft blankets. Shelves lined with books and toys. Noah finds a basket of wooden cars and trains. His eyes widen with delight. How did you know? Amara asks Jihoon. I pay attention. His voice was soft. I always paid attention to what mattered to you. Her chest tightened. The old Jihoon surfaces in moments like this. The man who noticed everything she loved. These are expensive toys, she says. The children deserve beautiful things. We can't keep them. Why not? Because accepting gifts creates obligation. Jihoon steps closer. The only obligation is letting them be happy. Noah arranges 3 cars in a perfect line. His concentration is absolute and peaceful. He's calmer here, Lila observes. The sounds are different. She's right. The penthouse hums with quiet efficiency. No sirens or shouting neighbors. No thin walls or creaking floors. Can we stay, Mama? Lila asks. Amara looks at her children's faces. They already seem more relaxed. For now, she says. Just for now. But something shifted in her expression. The security here feels seductive and dangerous. Bedtime arrives with warm baths and soft pajamas. Mrs. Han provides everything they need. Lila chooses a picture book from the shelf. She brings it to Jihoon. Will you read to us? She asks. Jihoon takes the book with careful hands. If your mother says it's all right. Amara nods. She settles into a chair beside the beds. Jihoon reads slowly. His voice is deep and careful around the edges of words. The story comes alive through his measured cadence. Noah edges closer. He places a wooden car on Jihoon's knee. Something shifts in Jihoon's expression. Surprise and tenderness mix in his features. After lights out, Noah drags his blanket down the hall. He spreads it outside Amara's door. What are you doing, baby? Amara asks. Noah points to his makeshift bed, then to her door. His meaning is clear. You want to sleep there? Noah nods. He's done this since he was tiny. When he feels overwhelmed, he sleeps outside her room. Jihoon appears in the hallway. He understands immediately. Without words, he carries Noah back to his bed. He leaves the door slightly open. Light from the hall makes a soft path between rooms. Better? Jihoon asks. Noah reaches out in the darkness. His finger hooks around Jihoon's pinky. Jihoon stays perfectly still. The trust feels precious and fragile. When Noah's breathing deepens, Jihoon gently pulls his finger free. But he moves slowly, reluctantly. In the crack of light, Noah's hand stays open, waiting. The night is quiet except for city hum far below. Amara and Jihoon stand on the balcony with tea they don't drink. This can't last, Amara says. Which part? Any of it. The safety, the luxury. Whatever this is between us. Jihoon sets down his cup. What if it could? It couldn't before. Before was different. His voice was careful. Before, I had nothing to lose. What do you have to lose now? Everything. He looks at her directly. You, the children, the chance to build something real. Amara felt scared. His honesty strips away her defenses. Tell me about her, she says. Your fiancée. Jihoon's jaw tightens. Why? Because she's between us. Her memory is between us. The silence stretches long and painful. Her name was Yuna, Jihoon says finally. She laughed at everything, even my terrible jokes. How did you meet her? College. She was studying music, I was studying business. His voice grows distant. She wanted to change the world through art. Did you love her? I thought I did. Jihoon's hands gripped the railing. But I was young. I didn't understand what love meant. And now you do? Now I know the difference between loving an idea and loving a person. Amara's breath catches. Which was she? She was the idea of a future I thought I wanted. Jihoon turns to face her. You were the person I couldn't live without. Something shifts in Amara's chest. Old pain and new possibility war for space. What happened to her? Jihoon's voice grows quiet. I had been engaged for 6 months. The car had started, and then it had not finished starting. The words come carefully, as if he's never said them aloud. A bomb, Amara whispers. Meant for me. She had borrowed my car that morning. Her car wouldn't start. Oh God, she was 3 months pregnant. His voice breaks slightly. I had not even known she was planning to tell me that night. Amara's throat tightened. The weight of his loss presses against her chest. I had promised never to want again, Jihoon says, because wanting begs fate to notice. And now? Now I'm terrified every moment, but I can't stop wanting. He looks at her with raw honesty. 5 years of buried emotions surface in his eyes. Wanting what? You, the children, morning coffee and bedtime stories. A life that feels real. Something shifted in his expression. The past perfect edges in his voice reveal a man who had been different once, who had closed every door to feeling. Amara almost touches his sleeve. Her hand hovers near his arm before she pulls back. Inside the penthouse, a small sound comes from Noah's room. A soft whimper from a dream. I should check on him, Amara says. But Jihoon is already moving. They reach Noah's bedside together. The little boy tosses restlessly. His hands clutch his wooden train. Bad dream, Amara whispers. She smooths his hair gently. You're safe. Noah's eyes flutter open. They focus on Jihoon's face in the dim light. Instead of fear, something close to recognition passes between them. Cars, Noah whispers, his first word to Jihoon. They're right here, Jihoon says softly. All safe in their line. Noah nods and settles back into sleep. His breathing evens out. Amara and Jihoon stand beside the bed. The moment feels intimate and domestic. He spoke to you, Amara says. He's brave. He's usually afraid of men. Maybe he knows I'm not dangerous to him. Something shifts in Amara's expression. The walls around her heart show more cracks. Morning brings a bouquet with no card. Mrs. Han frowns at the florist mark that doesn't match any known shop. Min appears with a photo. Kang Dojin at a waterfront warehouse. His phone displays the airport shot of Amara and the children. How long has he been watching us? Amara asks. Since yesterday. Min's voice was grim. Maybe longer. Jihoon studies the photo. His expression grows cold and focused. What does he want? Amara asks. To draw me into the open, to force a confrontation on his terms. The children sit on the rug drawing. Lila sketches 4 figures holding hands. Noah draws a circle around a tiny square that looks like a watch face. Amara's stomach drops. He's using the children. He's trying to. Jihoon's voice was controlled. But he won't succeed. How can you be sure? Because I'll end him before he gets close. Something shifts in his expression. The businessman disappears. The protector emerges. Min, Arrange a move to the safe house, Ji-hoon says quietly. Now. Sir? Immediately, full perimeter. Amara felt scared. What safe house? Somewhere Dojin can't find. Somewhere the children can be children. For how long? Until this is finished. But his voice holds uncertainty he tries to hide. This threat runs deeper than he expected. Afternoon brings false calm. The children play quietly while Amara packs their few belongings. A delivery man arrives at the service entrance. His clipboard lists Amara's name spelled perfectly. She had never written it anywhere in the building. Min intercepts him at the elevator. The man's smile thins when he sees Min's expression. Lost? Min asks politely. Just delivering papers. To someone who doesn't live here. Two shapes move in the stairwell behind the delivery man. Min's hand signals once. The shapes are suddenly not moving. Violence happens off-screen. Thuds, a hiss of breath. The clipboard clatters across concrete. Min returns to the penthouse. His hands are clean, but his eyes are hard. Time to go, he tells Ji-hoon. Ji-hoon appears in the living room. He's calmer than before, but colder. His power has been used precisely. We're relocating tonight, he tells Amara, to a house with a private exit. What happened downstairs? Nothing that concerns you. But Amara sees the truth in his controlled movements. Violence has touched their door. The children, she starts. The children will be safe, I promise you that. Night settles as they prepare to leave. A convoy of identical cars waits in the garage. Lila holds Amara's hand. Are we running away? We're staying safe, Amara says. Her voice was steady. The serious man knows how to keep us safe. Noah clutches his wooden train and his new bear pastry from Mrs. Han. Min explains the route. Decoys will split off at different points. Their car will take the longest path to the safe house. Ji-hoon helps them into the middle sedan. His touch on Amara's elbow is brief but steady. How far? Amara asks. Far enough. Ji-hoon settles beside her. But not forever. The convoy pulls out into Seoul traffic. Amara watches the rearview mirror until the city lights fade. Night settles over their escape route. The children sleep against each other in the back seat. Something shifted in Amara's expression. Fear and gratitude tangle in her chest. She looks at Ji-hoon's profile in the darkness. He has upended his life to protect hers. The weight of that choice presses against her heart. Pre-dawn light filters through unfamiliar windows. The safe house smells like cedar and rain. Amara's chest eases in the quiet, then tightens at the sight of a locked cabinet in the corner. Ji-hoon notices her stare. He opens the cabinet without ceremony. Blankets and first aid supplies. Not weapons. Only safety, he says quietly. Attraction and fear pull through her chest. She is grateful for his steadiness, angry that she needs it. The children's room? She asks. Down the hall. Mrs. Han prepared everything. Amara sets the children's pajamas on the bed. Her heartbeat echoes over the ventilation hum. Lila explores the new space with 8-year-old curiosity. Noah stays close to Amara's side. It's like a secret house, Lila whispers. A safe house, Amara corrects. Same thing. Maybe it is. Maybe safety requires secrets. Ji-hoon leaves the bedroom door ajar. Hall light makes a soft path to the kitchen. Rest, he says to Amara. Tomorrow, we make new plans. But his eyes hold exhaustion that matches her own. Something shifted in his expression. The controlled boss melts into a tired man who has carried too much weight. Will they find us here? Amara asks. Not tonight, Ji-hoon says. Tonight you're safe. The certainty in his voice helps her breathe easier. Morning arrives with the scent of pancakes and laughter. Lila bosses Min into tasting batter. Mrs. Han scolds them both with affection. That sounds like love. Ji-hoon stands in the doorway with his hands in his pockets. He watches the domestic chaos with careful attention. How you don't cook much, Amara observes. I never had reason to learn. What do you eat? Whatever Mrs. Han prepares, or nothing. Amara felt sad for the solitary meals his answer implies. Try this, she says. She hands him a spatula. Ji-hoon takes it with awkwardness that makes her smile. His hands know violence and power, not breakfast preparation. The pancake flips unevenly. Lila giggles at his concentrated expression. Cooking requires patience, Mrs. Han says kindly. Patience I have, Ji-hoon says. Technique I'm learning. Noah slides a single blueberry onto Ji-hoon's plate. He waits with serious expectation. Ji-hoon eats the blueberry with ceremonial gravity. Perfect. Noah's smile is small but genuine. Trust grows in half steps through the morning. A towel passed without asking. A joke shared over coffee. Jihoon's coat placed around Amara's shoulders when the balcony breeze lifts. "You're good with them," Amara says. "They make it easy. Children don't make anything easy." "These children do." His voice was soft. "They have their mother's strength." Something shifts in Amara's expression. Compliments from him still catch her off guard. She stands in the kitchen doorway. Jihoon cleans the pan he just learned to use. His movements are careful and thorough. "You don't have to do that," she says. "I want to." "Why?" "Because this feels normal." He looks up from the soapy water. "I haven't felt normal in a long time." Her chest tightened. Neither has she. Afternoon brings deceptive peace. The children play board games while Amara reads. Jihoon works quietly on his laptop. Min's phone pings with an emergency alert. A secondary perimeter camera goes black. The sound cuts through the domestic calm. "All of you, hallway," Jihoon says. His voice was controlled but urgent. Amara gathers the children quickly. The safe room seal slides shut behind them. "What's happening?" Lila asks. "Just being careful," Amara says, but her voice was strained. A smoke canister clatters in the courtyard outside. The sound echoes through the house. Noah squeezes Amara's hand. His grip is tight enough to bruise. "It's okay," she whispers, but fear courses through her veins. A figure tries the back door. The handle rattles against the lock. Jihoon signals once to Min. Then he vanishes down the stairs. The house holds its breath. Silence stretches like a held scream. More smoke canisters hit the windows. Grey fog rolls across the courtyard. "Can they get in?" Lila whispers. "No," Min says firmly. The house is secure, but his hand hovers near his weapon. Sirens approach in the distance. The smoke begins to thin. "Relocation again?" Min asks quietly. Jihoon's expression is granite when he returns. "No, this ends here." Something shifted in his features. The protector becomes the predator. "Tonight we finish this," he says. Night falls with deadly precision. Jihoon's retaliation is measured and surgical. Amara doesn't see the strikes, only feels the house exhale as threats disappear from the board. Car lights cut through the darkness. Jihoon's people move with practiced efficiency. Dojin's lieutenant is intercepted at the access road. The man breathes when it's over, but his intent is broken. Min photographs evidence that will find its way to interested parties. Justice takes many forms. Jihoon returns with a cut at his brow. His hands are clean, but his eyes are hard. "Is it finished?" Lila asks. "Yes," Jihoon says. The word sounds like a vow. "The bad men are gone? They won't come back." Something shifts in his expression. The violence is contained again. The protector returns. Amara sees the truth in his controlled movements. His power has been used like a wall, not a sword. "You're hurt," she says. "It's nothing. Let me see." She touches the cut gently. Blood seeps through the thin line. "You need ice," she says. "I need you and the children safe." His voice was quiet. Everything else can wait. But exhaustion pulls at his features. The adrenaline is fading. Something shifted in his posture. The boss who commands cities becomes a man who needs rest. "Sit," Amara says. For once, Jihoon obeys without argument. Morning aftermath bleeds into a new day. Jihoon's cut throbs with each heartbeat. He sits because Amara commanded it. His body finally acknowledges the cost of protection. The adrenaline drop exposes something raw underneath. His breathing hitches when Lila hums a lullaby. The melody triggers a memory he had buried, his fiancée's voice singing the same tune. "Are you all right?" Amara asks. "Just tired," but his hands shake slightly. The weight of 5 years' fear crashes down at once. Amara sees through the careful control. "When did you last eat?" "I don't remember." "When did you last sleep?" "Before I saw you at the airport." Something shifts in her expression. He has been running on protection instinct and fear. "Close your eyes," she says. "I should stay alert. Close your eyes." Jihoon leans back against the couch. His breathing deepens against his will. For a moment, the boss disappears entirely. Only a man who is very, very tired remains. Amara dampens a cloth and cleans the cut properly. Her touch is gentle but sure. "Better?" she asks. "Better." But his voice holds surprise, as if kindness is unexpected. The day brightens behind closed blinds. Peace settles over the safe house like a benediction. Afternoon quiet wraps around them. Min offers to return them to the penthouse. "Or we could stay," Amara says. The words surprise her as much as they surprise him. "Here?" Jihoon asks. "For now? Until we decide what comes next." She chooses to stay at his side when choice is offered freely. "You don't have to," Jihoon starts. "If you want to protect us, you must let me protect you too." Something shifts in his expression. The balance between them changes. Amara brings soup and makes him eat every bite. She cleans his cut again with careful attention. "I can do it," he says. "I know you can, but you don't have to." Her words echo his own from days before. The symmetry isn't lost on either of them. Jihoon's hand closes around her wrist, not to hold, to anchor. "Every decision concerning the children," he says, "we make together. Together. If you'll have me." Amara felt scared, but also, for the first time in years, not alone. "Your rules and mine," she says. "Together." Noah pads into the room. He curls against Jihoon's uninjured side without hesitation. Lila leans on Amara's shoulder. The four of them form a circle of trust and warmth. Something shifted in the air between them. Family feels possible again. They breathe in the same rhythm for the first time, hearts beating in harmony. Evening settles with the scent of Mrs. Han's stew and unexpected laughter. The house feels warm and alive. Laughter that sounds surprised at itself fills the rooms. After dinner, Jihoon brings his watch from the table. The silver catches the lamplight. He holds it out to Noah. "Would you like to try this on?" Noah studies the watch with serious concentration. He looks up at Jihoon's face, searching for permission or deception. Finding neither, he nods once, tiny but certain. Jihoon fastens the watch around Noah's thin wrist. The band is too big, but Noah's smile is perfect. "Now you can keep time for all of us," Jihoon says. Something shifts in Noah's expression. Trust and belonging mix in his features. Amara's throat tightened. This gesture means everything. The sharing of something precious. "What do you say?" she prompts gently. Noah looks up at Jihoon. His voice is clear when he speaks. "Thank you." Two words that contain a world of acceptance. Jihoon's breath catches. "You're welcome." Later, when the children sleep, Amara and Jihoon sit in the kitchen. The day's fear has faded into something softer. "I searched for you for years," Jihoon says quietly. "I know. I surrendered to fear when I couldn't find you. I know that too. I want to build a home." His voice was careful. "With your rules. With my rules and yours," Amara corrects. "Together." She takes his hand. His fingers interlace with hers. "Are you sure?" he asks. Instead of answering with words, Amara leans closer. Her lips brush against his. The kiss is soft and tentative, then deeper as certainty grows. 5 years of separation dissolves in the space between heartbeats. When they break apart, Jihoon's eyes hold wonder and disbelief. "I thought I'd lost you forever," he whispers. "You found me. We found each other." Something shifts in both their expressions. The past releases its hold. The future opens like a door. Min and Mrs. Han exchange a glance from the doorway. Blessing and satisfaction mix in their faces. "About time," Mrs. Han murmurs. The lights dim on a day that changed everything. Hope replaces fear in the quiet house. 3 months later, Saturday morning at the neighborhood cafe. The time skip is clean and explicit. Amara watches Jihoon return from the counter with takeout and a small paper bag. His movements are relaxed, no longer scanning for threats. The children work at a small table nearby. Noah practices a school song from his tiny piano book. The melody drifts sweetly through the morning air. Lila doodles a cake with 4 figures around it. Her artistic family portrait includes Min in the background. "What's in the bag?" Amara asks. "Pastries for later." Jihoon sits beside her. "Mrs. Han's recipe. She taught you to bake. She taught me many things. Patience, forgiveness, how to be part of a family." Amara slides a house key across the table. The metal is warm from her palm. "What's this?" "Your copy." Her voice was steady. "For our home." Jihoon stares at the key. His throat works with emotion. "Our home. If you want it." "I want it more than breath." He pockets the key carefully, as if it might disappear. "The children are settled?" he asks. "Lila loves her new school. Noah spoke to his teacher yesterday." "What did he say?" "He told her about his dad's watch." Amara's smile is soft. How it keeps perfect time. Something shifts in Jihoon's expression. Joy and disbelief wore in his features. "His dad? That's what he calls you now." Jihoon's eyes find Noah's concentrated face. "The little boy wears the watch every day. It's become part of him." "I never thought," Jihoon starts. "I know, neither did I." "Are you happy?" he asks. "I'm home." The simple truth settles between them. Safety and peace feel earned, not borrowed. Jihoon touches Amara's cheek with gentleness that would have been impossible before. His palm is warm against her skin. "Let's go home," he says. Noah looks up from his piano book. Home with pancakes? Home with pancakes, Ji-hoon confirms. Lila gathers her drawings carefully. And stories before bed. Always stories before bed. They walk through the morning sunlight toward their shared life. Noah's hand finds Ji-hoon's. Lila skips beside Amara. The watch catches the light as they move, time keeping perfect rhythm for their family. Mrs. Han waits at home with lunch prepared. Min tends the garden he planted last month. Safety isn't silence anymore. It's laughter and arguments and bedtime negotiations. It's choosing each other every day, defending what they've built together. Amara looks at Ji-hoon as they reach their front door. He smiles back with the same wonder he wore 3 months ago. They are finally home.